friends. Welcome to another episode of Becoming Her, a weekly personal growth update that I, Clarissa, the CEO and founder of She Rocks That College, the creator of Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student, does every single week, where I'm basically just sharing the behind the scenes of what it looks like to be on the path to achieving your goals. And so if this is the first time that you're watching this live stream, it happens every single week at 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, at least for now. And my becoming goal, which is the goal that I am working towards in 2021, because the year isn't over yet. It's only December 21st. We still have a few days left of the year, a few more days left to get to work towards our goal, is that I wanted to earn $100,000 within my academic life coaching business in a 12-month period. I've hit that multiple times in the business over the course of the 7 years that I've been running this academic life coaching company, but it hasn't happened in a 12-month period. And so that was my becoming goal for 2021. It still is. And the becoming goal, the whole point behind it isn't necessarily to hit the goal, achieve the goal, though obviously it is what I want. It's more so the journey of who I need to become, the thoughts that I need to have, the actions that I need to take, the things that I need to navigate through this, everything that comes with where it is that I was and where it is that I want to go, right? There are steps in between that. And in order to take those steps, there are certain inner work that needs to be done in order to become the type of person who can believe that that's a goal that is achievable for them. So anyway, I'm getting sick and we are heading into the Your Best Semester Yet challenge, which is a challenge that I run at the beginning of every semester, leading into the launch of my group academic life coaching program for college women called Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student. And I have lots of thoughts about me getting sick because it is a pattern. It's like an upper limit thing that happens to me. But before we get there, let's get back to our framework. So what we're celebrating this week is that I've been going to the gym 3 times a week at 5 in the morning. So yes, I have been getting up at 4:30, taking my pre-workout, warming up my car, and driving my butt to the gym for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, getting in a weightlifting session plus 30 minutes of cardio. And I have been loving that routine because one of my goals, so I always have a business related goal or a career related goal. When I was a college student, it was an academic related goal. And then I always have a personal goal. So for my personal goal, it is to lose 50 pounds. I don't have an end date for that. It's just an ongoing goal that I have until I actually hit it. So, I've been going to the gym 3 times a week, doing weightlifting, and then 30 minutes of steady state cardio on an incline. And I've been using that time to listen to personal development, I just love going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and having that routine. So that's something that I'm celebrating because I've been consistent with working out all year long. Since I started working out at the end of January, beginning of February, I have worked out anywhere between 1 to 6 times a week all year long. And I'm really proud of that. So I'm celebrating that. I'm celebrating that I updated the sales page for Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student, because we're going to be opening up the doors to that program with a special bonus next week on Wednesday. The doors open up in the middle of the Your Best Semester Yet challenge. I'm celebrating the fact that everything that I had on my schedule from last week, everything that I've had on my schedule for this week so far, I have been completing ahead of schedule. So I had the intention I had calendared into my schedule, which is something that we teach inside of our program, Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student, how to actually schedule out your week to get things done so that you have the time to achieve your goals and also have free time for the other things that you want to achieve in your life. And today I was meant to, hi Kimberly, today I was meant to write 2 new launch emails, and I ended up writing 5, which means that was I had 5 emails that I wanted to write. I had sort of an idea of what I wanted to say in them, and I had calendared out an hour and a half to write 2 of those emails, and I ended up writing all 5 today. So now on Thursday, I had blocked off 3 hours to write those emails. What I'm going to do is actually just go through them and have them already pre-scheduled out so that I don't have to worry about it during the launch, because I'm starting to get sick. My throat is very itchy. I feel very fatigued today. I'm hoping it's not COVID. I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse than this. But Adelina has like a really bad cough, and she's been sick already for like 2 weeks almost. When we initially did her COVID test, she was negative. I never redid it, so I don't know if she was positive for COVID, but now I'm starting to get sick. And the reason why this is important is because something that happens to me whenever I'm about to go into a launch is I have this story that if I'm going to have a great launch, if the launch goes really well, then something in my personal life fails. Something in my personal life bad happens. So usually I'll manifest something like a big fight with Elvis. The last time that I sold out my one-on-one practice, my car got rammed in the middle of the street. I'm looking at the spot exactly where I got hit. Thank God I wasn't in the car, but like some random guy just like backed up into my car because I was in his blind spot and he couldn't see me. He was in like some huge utility truck. And then the time before that, I got sick as well. And so now I've created this story in my mind that every time I go to launch, something bad happens to me in my personal life. I either get sick or my car breaks down or I have a huge fight with Elvis. And I make it mean that because I am not high vibe and because I'm not going to have the energy that I intended to have going into the launch, that means that the launch isn't going to be as good. But I actually, on Tuesdays at 1 p.m., I get coached with my one-on-one life coach, and we just worked through that. So we basically took me getting sick and put it in the circumstance line. So if you don't know what that means, I coach using something that is called the model. It is the coaching practice, the coaching tool that is used by people who are certified and trained through the Life Coach School. And so the circumstance is basically the facts of the situation. The facts are, I'm getting sick. I'm making it mean that me getting sick means that I'm not going to have the launch it is that I want, that because I'm not going to be high vibe and have a lot of energy, and I am potentially going to be at a level 2 or 3 instead of a level 10 in terms of like my excitement, that means that I'm not going to have as many students sign up for the challenge. But with the model, that is just a thought. It's not actually true. It's just a thought that I'm having. It's just a story that I'm creating. And so we worked on detaching from that actual thought and seeing it as just that, because the truth of the matter is my energy level isn't what is going to create the students that are going to enroll into the program. The students who know that they're in are going to sign up whether or not I'm at a 2 in terms of my energy or at a 10 in terms of my energy, because it's not my energy level. It's not whether I'm sick or not. It's not the emails that I send out. It's not even the challenge that I'm running that creates the students. What creates the students is my belief that I have something of value to offer, that this program works, that I have exactly what students need in order to succeed. It's that belief that's going to create the students. And if we want to get really like quantum with it, if we want to get really woo with it, Kimberly, you can still be hyped with the snot rag. That's true. And that's exactly what I told my coach. I'm like, because one of the things that I do this with my students too, it's like, let's go to worst case scenario. So let's say I do get COVID and I'm like bedridden or whatever, like how would I approach this challenge? Because only 3 of the videos are pre-recorded. I actually planned on going live on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the challenge in the evening. And so if I'm sick, I'm not going to be able to do that. And so one of the things that we did is that we just planned for the obstacle. So let's say that I do end up getting really sick. How would I approach it? Well, I could always reschedule things. I can choose not to do things, or I can cancel everything else on my schedule on those days and just conserve all my energy for the half hour to the hour that I'm going to be present on the live. So like when we went through that process, this doesn't have to be a problem. It doesn't have to mean anything. unless I want it to mean something. So that was the solution that we came up with. It's like worst case scenario, I either cancel whatever it was that I was going to do a different version of it, move it to another day, or just do it being sick and just make sure that I'm taking care of myself the rest of the day so that I can conserve all the energy that I have just for that 1 hour that I'm going to be doing the live stream. So, I veered off the celebration, so let's get back to them. So the other thing I'm celebrating is there are officially 113 students signed up for the Your Best Semester Yet challenge. Those are students that are officially signed up to like get the reminder emails, but we have 1,500 plus students inside of that Facebook group already. So they are inadvertently going to be a part of the challenge, or they're going to see the challenge. So really we have 1,613 students signed up for the Your Best Semester Yet challenge, because I'm still in the practice of making everything count. So we're going to count it as that. I have created an educated student promise, which I'm really excited to talk about during the launch. So one of the things that I've always done with all of my programs is give some sort of a money back guarantee. And in the past, it's been like a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you sign up for my group coaching program and you really give it a good shot for 30 days, you do everything, you come to the coaching calls, you're asking for support, and it's not working for you, I give students a full refund. In the history that I've been running this program, which has been since 2015 in different iterations, I've not had that many refunds, like barely any at all. I've had students who've tried to like cancel their payment plans because they either decided not to go to school anymore, or they had something happen in their family where they had to take time off, but I've never had a refund because the program didn't work, which is something that I'm super proud of, because I have like a 90% success rate inside of my program. And I'm really proud of that. So because of that, because I stand behind what it is that I do and the program that I've created and the process that I take students through, I created an educated student promise. And so basically what it states is that if you use the program, you ask for the support, you come to weekly coaching, or you ask for weekly coaching inside of our Slack community, you ask for the support, you do everything for an entire semester, and your grades don't improve, or you don't have more free time, I will give you your money back. That's how much I believe in the process. So I'm really excited about being able to like put that out there, because I think a lot of students hesitate from enrolling into any sort of program, whether it's educated, whether it's some other tutoring or program, because they're afraid that it's going to be something else that they fail at, or something else that they waste their money on, or something else that doesn't work for them. And I've designed the program in a way that if you actually utilize it and you come and you ask questions and you ask for the support, there's no way that you're going to fail. There's no way that you're not going to get what you came for. And so I'm putting my money essentially where my mouth is, because it's like you're enrolling in the program, and the worst thing that's going to happen is what? You learn some skills, and like, it's like you have literally nothing to lose. And I would not be doing this if I didn't believe that what I offer works, because that would just be silly to just be like, I'm going to give everybody a money back guarantee for a product that doesn't work, because I'd basically be out of a business because it doesn't work. So I'm really excited about that. And I came up with that idea over the weekend, and it just makes me so excited to be able to offer it, because the reason why I'm really proud of it is because it just shows how much I have grown in my belief in the value that I have to offer in what I do as an academic life coach. I feel like before, I believed in myself, and I believed in life coaching, and I believed in my program, and I thought I was all in. But now actually being all in and like truly seeing the value of what I have to offer and the impact that my program has had on students, I'm like, oh, like I wasn't actually all in back there. Like now this is what being all in looks like. And the educated student promise is just like a 3D external reflection of that personal growth that I've gone through in terms of truly believing in the fact that I am the best life coach for college students. I truly believe that. And now I have an actual like guarantee to prove that and show that out in the world, and not just have that as like an internal thing for myself. So that's something else that I'm celebrating. I'm also celebrating, I have some incredible ideas. They're on a sticky note over here for how I'm going to make the program even better for this next round of students. And so the nice thing is that when you enroll in the program, you get lifetime access, which means you pay one time and you can, every update that we do, anything new that we add to the program, you get access to free of charge. And so one of the things that has come out of me working towards this 100K goal, and this is something that I actually sent my life coach in our Voxer chat. I think I'm actually going to read it. Let me see. Do I want to share? I do want to share. I told her my deepest and truest desire in life is not to be known as the coach that made the most amount of money. I want to be known as the life coach that is the best in the academic industry. I want to be known for doing this really well and getting my students the most results. And that is where my focus and attention goes. And obviously, if I'm focused on being the best in the industry, creating the best program for my students, one of the things that came out of all of this is like, if I actually put myself in the shoes of the version of me who's already made 100K, she's not thinking about making 100K. She's not thinking about all the ways that she can make 100K because she's already made it. What is she thinking about? She's thinking about, how can I get even more success for my students? How can I make this program even better? So that is where my focus has been for like the past few weeks. It's just like really going through the program again. And every time I launch, I add something new to the program or I make it even better. And I have been going through all the videos. I have been going through some of the feedback that I've gotten from students. I'm been really thinking about some of the obstacles that students might have to coming to get coaching, or to asking for support, or to utilizing the program. And I'm building in some modules to help students with that, to help them overcome that, so that more and more students are getting the results it is that they came for when they enrolled in the program. Like, I want to have 100% success rate. Like, I want to be known as like the person that you come to if you want to earn better grades and have more free time, because if you enroll and if you work with Clarissa, it is a guarantee that it's going to happen. That's where my focus is on, and that's what I imagine the version of myself who has made multiple millions of dollars or has made even 100K in a 12-month period is thinking about. She's not thinking about how do I make the money. She's thinking about how can I make this the best program, because she's already made the money, if that makes sense. So that is something else that I'm celebrating. Also, one of the things that I do not give myself credit for is that for the past 4 to 5 years, I've been sponsoring the education of 1 to 3 girls in Mozambique through the income that I make in my company. So I am sponsoring girls getting an education where they wouldn't have otherwise. My money goes to their supplies. It goes through paying the actual teachers that educate them. It also goes through paying for an after school program for them so that they don't become child brides, which is something that is common in that particular village. And it's something that I've been doing for the past 4 to 5 years, something that my company has been sponsoring for 4 to 5 years. And I'm really proud of it. And I don't talk about it enough. And I was just thinking about it today because I got an update on where the girls are at in this stage of the year. And I was just like, oh my God, why don't I talk about this more often? Like, this is huge. Like, my company is a company that's meant to empower women through education, and it's supporting girls who would not have any other way to get an education. Like, this is huge. And I just wanted to celebrate that and give myself credit for that. So those are all my celebrations. Kimberly says, so true. I do believe that you are the best. Obviously, that's the only kind of coach I want on my team. Duh, right? That's what I said. I actually am. So I'm in a mastermind right now, and I was talking, I'm just giving you guys all the behind the scenes today. I was talking to my coach today because I'm used to getting coached by people who are certified through the Life Coach School, and they coach in a very particular type of way. And so this new mastermind that I'm in, she's not certified through the Life Coach School. So she knows nothing about the model. And I'm having such a hard time getting coached by her. I feel so confused during the coaching sessions. I'm actually not even raising my hand to get coached sometimes because I just don't understand like what the coaching style is like. And one of the things that came up today because I was like, Esperanza, I want to get coached on getting coached today because I'm having such a hard time. And I don't know how much of this is like fact and how much of this is like just my thought about it. And so really what came up for me through that is that I coach myself at such a high level, and I have such a high standard for coaching that like not everybody's going to meet that bar. And it doesn't mean that the coaching isn't good. It just means that I have a high standard. And the thing that really came out of that is I'm noticing that because I'm coaching myself at such a high level, and I'm getting coached by Esperanza at such a high level because I'm coaching myself at a really high level, I'm coming to her with like just really great questions and like problems, high level problems, because I'm doing high level thinking, that I'm not needing to be coached as much. And I was making it a problem in my mastermind because there wasn't something for me to get coached on. And what we came up with today, and like what I was, being coached on today with Esperanza was, well, maybe it doesn't need to be a problem. Maybe it's like you are part of that community for what you've been getting out of it right now, which is me really learning to trust myself and all of that. And my computer is dying because my battery charger is kind of wonky, so I gotta maneuver it. Okay, she's still with me. Yeah, so maybe the whole point of being a part of this mastermind is for me to have a lot more self-reliance and to trust myself even more, because that's actually been my journey for 2021. I started with wanting to build my confidence, which I have tremendously, and I have so much more self-trust, so much more self-reliance, and I'm just coaching myself so well that there are going to be weeks where I'm not going to be needing that much coaching, and that gets to just be okay. So the thought is, I don't need to get coached today, and that's okay. I don't always need to come with the problem. Sometimes things are just good and I don't need coaching, and that's okay. So I don't know how I got on that story, but alas, you got it. Here we are. So on to what is working. So what's working really well right now are the thoughts, I know that I can help students. I know that I have something of value to offer. Everything is working, making everything count, being focused on what's working. I have been doing such a killer ass job of this, of really looking for the good in everything. Like the question that I've just been asking myself is like, what if this is the best thing that ever happened to me? Like what is there for me here? Like if I could tell the story of like, this is exactly how it was supposed to happen, what would be the lessons that I would take out of this? How is this already working? What do I know? What is true? Those are the types of questions that I have been using to coach myself on. In the past, what I was doing was like, oh, why isn't this working? And like I had such a entitled, self-righteous victim mentality that I didn't even realize that I had, that was coming off as like being super resentful and passive aggressive. And I thought I was enlightened and like just being a brat, because I'm like, I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting the result it is that I want. Why not? Blah, 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 blah. But it's because I was in like I was just focused on what wasn't working, and I wasn't being appreciative, and I wasn't seeing how it actually was working in my favor, how I actually was being chosen, how it actually was creating an impact. And so now my focus has been all on that, and it's working chef's kiss for me, because even if I don't end the year hitting the 6 figures in 12 months or whatever, I feel like I have already. So it's like, if that happens, it's just icing on the cake, because I already feel the way that I thought I was going to feel if the money came. And that's the whole point of setting goals, right? It's like, we set goals because of how we think we're going to feel when we achieve them. But I'm already feeling that way. Like, I thought the money was going to make me feel like I was a legit academic life coach. I thought the money was going to give me like the stamp of approval, the status for me to be able to say like, look, I am a successful academic life coach. But the truth of the matter is I have been a successful academic life coach from the get-go. And the proof of that is in the results that my students are getting. That's what determines what a good academic life coach is. It's not the money that I make. The money is just a byproduct of helping students. And so when I look at it from that perspective and that definition, I mean, honestly, what was there to doubt? Nothing. So let's move on to what's not working, because I'm sensing that I'm about to lose my voice. Kimberly says, yes, I completely understand that coaching struggle. Yeah, I personally have the belief right now that LCS trained coaches are the best coaches in the world. That's just my belief system. I haven't come across anyone yet that is better. There could be, but for right now, in my experience, they are some of the best coaches in the industry. Okay, so what's not working? Not planning out my meals for multiple meals. So I do really well with my eating plan when I have leftovers. If I have leftovers, I'm less likely to order pizza. I'm less likely to like stuff Adelina's graham crackers in my mouth or have bites of her pancakes or anything like that. But recently I haven't been cooking enough where there are leftovers. So that's something that I'm going to need to think about ahead of time so that I actually have better meals. Kimberly, you're going to have to tell me what it's been like, because when I was a part of Self-Coaching Scholars, I recently, I think last year, had canceled my membership just because I was getting coached elsewhere. But I didn't actually use their one-on-one 20-minute coaching that you get every single week. I'm curious if you've been using it and what your experience has been with it, because I didn't actually use it when I was there. I just went through all the modules. Anyway, super off topic, but send me a Voxer and let me know what your experience has been like. So consuming content from various different sources causes a lot of overwhelm for me, because it's not the amount of content that I'm consuming, it's the thoughts that I create when I consume a lot of content. My thoughts go to what I'm doing isn't good enough, or maybe I should be doing that, or is this the right way to do this? I start questioning myself. And then when I start questioning myself and I start wondering if what I'm doing is enough or good enough, then I'm like, I need to be doing more. And then I look at the actual time that I have in a week to get things done, and it feels like there isn't enough time, but it's only because I'm thinking that I need to be doing all these other things. So I have a YouTube video on this, by the way. Like, overwhelm is created by your thoughts. It's not a state of, like, it's not your circumstances. It's not the things on your calendar. It's not the things on your to-do list that create overwhelm. It's your thought about it. And for me, what creates overwhelm is feeling like what I'm not doing is enough, or that it's going to be enough. So then I feel like I need to be doing all these other things. So when I consume too many podcasts, I get too many ideas, and then I start thinking that I need to be doing all these things. And then I get overwhelmed because, well, when I look at the actual amount of hours in a week that I have to work with, I can't fit it in. And so I am starting to operate, the word isn't operate. I'm starting to introduce constraint into the podcast that I listen to. I unfollowed everyone on Instagram that I was following. So I think I'm only following like 5 people. One of them is like my one-on-one coach. One is my husband, and one is one of my partners. Another coach who works with high school students. So she ends up sending me a lot of college students, and I do workshops for her. So I follow her. I'm following one of my past students, and I'm following one other person, but that's it. I like unfollowed everyone on Instagram. On my personal Instagram page, I'm only following like friends and family, and I have unsubscribed from a ton of podcasts. So right now, the only podcasts that I'm listening to are the Life Coach School podcast. which I told you is the coaching model that I use with my students. I am following Make Money as a Life Coach, Stacey Bayman. She is a life coach school trained coach. I am listening to the other podcast is it's like a life podcast. What's the name? Design Your Dream Life. She's also an LCS trained life coach, and she's like a mommy life coach. So she is currently pregnant with her first child and recently married, and I just love her perspective on things and how she uses the model to basically create the life it is that she wants. So those are the only 3 that I'm listening to right now, and the only 3 that I'm going to be listening to for the foreseeable future, because I just noticed that I operate best when I do have constraint and when I simplify my life. I mean, like, my entire program, the entire way that I went from failing out of a bio major to graduating nursing school with honors was because I kept everything simple. Like, I created a study schedule, I created a study plan, I worked on my mindset to stick to it, and that's all I did. It's why I was able to study just 2 hours a day and produce those great grades, because I just focused on keeping it simple and just mastering simple concepts. And that's another thing that I'm going to be incorporating into 2022. I am not going to be working or purchasing like any coaching outside of the current one-on-one coach that I'm in. And I'm going to finish out the mastermind that I'm in because it was a 9-month commitment. But like, other than that, I'm not going to be investing in any other outside support or programs or coaches. I just feel so much better when I do have that constraint, and when I just keep things super simple. Like, yeah, so that's not working. Staying up too late hasn't been working because I'm still waking up at 4:30 in the morning to give myself time to either work on the business before Adelina wakes up, or to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so even though I'm going to sleep late, I'm still waking my ass up at 4:30. So I'm tired, like a lot. And I've been drinking more coffee than normal, and that causes me to have anxiety. Caffeine gives me anxiety. So I really do try to limit the amount of caffeine that I take in. But because I haven't been sleeping, I've been drinking more caffeine. It makes me more anxious and more irritable. So that's something that I need to make sure that I'm doing a better job at. And one of the things that I'm going to be actually doing tonight is looking at the obstacles of me going to bed early and creating solutions for those and action steps that I can take to overcome those obstacles so that I could go to bed earlier. Okay, Kimberly, yes, send me the Voxer. You can share it here in the comments too, so that if anybody's watching and they want to sign up for the Life Coach School, they can, because it's a great resource. And sometimes it's appropriate to invest in that more so than what I do as an academic life coach. I'm all about sending people where it makes sense for them to invest. All right, so that is my update for this week, y'all. I'm about to pop another haul in my mouth and hop on a team meeting with Claudia so that we can map out our Instagram posts and everything else for the rest of this launch. Thank you all so much for watching. Kimberly, thank you for being here. The other 3 of you who are here and listening, now 5, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you back here next Tuesday at 2 p.m. with another weekly personal growth update. Bye.